Good morning. As the quest for the best rages on, we're going to pick it up today with a green-white human clue deck. We've got a whole bunch of human tribal stuff going on with a few spirits to help out along the way. Minimal removal, and then we also have the clue game that we play with tireless tracker, ulvenwald mysteries. We have one oketra's monument. It's not really an oketra's monument deck, but it just helps out sometimes. It's kind of there in place of a fourth mysteries. And we got some skywhaler removal. Grace Champion helps us win those races. Gideon, of course, and then some mythic angels on top. Kind of a straightforward deck that can play an aggro game or a mid-range game, and can give control decks a bit of fits if it resolves some mysteries. Alright, let's battle. Let me open up Twitch chat so I can see who's talking to me, what they might be talking about today. But greetings if you jumped in right quick. Hello, hello. Pro Tour took place. Day 1 happened in Japan. Day 2 starts at 8 p.m. But there is vodcasting. I know many, some of my regulars stayed up till around midnight or a little after and saw the first 3 rounds of draft. But I haven't watched round 4 of standard or any of. I haven't spoiled myself. Haven't looked at any standard rounds whatsoever. So that's gonna start on vodcasting on Twitch at about 1 p.m. my time, about 3 hours, and I'll fire it up, and I'm gonna watch it as if as if it is happening at this reasonable hour of the day. So we'll be watching some Pro Tour action starting in about 2 or 3 hours. We'll see what happened in standard last night on the replays. But for right now, why not play a little more duels? Because God knows I'm going to want to once the games start happening. And this is a weird hour for me. Maybe I'll get some viewers that don't normally get to catch me live. Or maybe nobody. Maybe just me and Shard will hang out. Who knows? Alright, don't want to rush into that. But we drew a 2-drop, thankfully. So, can curve right out. I don't think using Declaration and Stone on that creature is very important. Yep, hello. Sorry, didn't mean to ignore it. It takes me a while to fire the chat up because I have Magic Duels open on my iPad and I copy the deck list from there and then I talk about the deck list and then I launch the first game and then I open the Twitch and I open my own channel on Twitch on iPad. And that is when I see comments. Don't really want to attack with Kytheon here, just on the chance that he'll block. I don't want to give up my turn. Again, if I knew more about my opponent, if this were rank 40, I would probably play land and attack with Kytheon and they wouldn't block. But as you can see here, you never know what a rank 4 will do. And if you really don't want to have your turn eaten up by activating Kytheon and you want to play your Thalia on time, you just don't attack with Kytheon. But yep, welcome to the first game of the day. It's a weird, the hell? Did I just get blown out by a sweeper in a deck that went turn 2 creature, turn 3 creature, turn 4 sweeper? And I just got blown out. Well, off to a rough start. Let's put it that way. That's pleasant. Wow, really got me. I mean, that's why you play like 1-drops and 2-drops with your creatures, obviously. Oh Lord. All right, we need some of our value town guys. They need to show up pronto. I don't want to use this yet. Let's wait. Tireless Tracker, another Duskwatch Recruiter, Bygone Bishop, even the mysteries, since I'm very likely to draw more creatures. We just need we need the value, boys. Or are we just gonna die? I'm gonna die to the COD advantage over there. Generated by our own mulligan and flood, actually. If we're being brutally honest. I've got to hold that torch for Nighthawk for as long as possible. We're gonna flip our air now. Okay. Are we gonna pump the team with the condemned? I'm curious about that. It's gonna get in the air probably. Or not at all. No attacks. I'll take it. I need time. My hand can only get better. Thank you. You are straight from heaven. And Kytheon was our only 1-drop, so I do not need to crack this clue right this second. I guess that plays around nothing, because our opponent could have a shock. Another aristocrat, so we're probably going to have some anthems here in a minute. It's time to, if I were in my opponent's shoes, I'd be sacking aristocrats to make the team bigger and better. Let's see what they wanted to do. They have declared that they are flying. Yeah, I can work with that. Are you going to pump anything? No pumps. Okay. Fine by me. It's important not to panic. Do not panic. Alright. Why would we do this after combat? I'm so confused. But there you go. Put some counters on some things. And let's grow the team. Yay. I guess I'm not growing the team. I'm just growing my tracker. But this clue we're definitely going to crack right now because I'd like to draw something stronger. Ulvenwald mysteries would be welcome. Okay. Well, what can we do here? We could Declaration in Stone this thing. That takes out the aerial threat. That seems to be most of his offense. Or we could Declaration in Stone this thing and have attacks. Now, if he discards, he can make this 3/3 in response. But that's his last card, and it still can't block the tracker. It would just hold off the Castellan for 1 turn. So I think I like this line. Alright, does not discard in response. Now, let's see if our opponent has a combat trick. They're going to take the damage. A lot of damage. And it grows Castellan #1. Radiant Flames won't save you now. So we were blindsided for a minute, but we're kind of clawing back. Our opponent still has the flyer, but we have a lot more power and toughness. Lifelink. Haste if you control another vampire. Meh. We're clawing our way back. I'd like to find a Skywhalers shot, or I'd like to find a Heron's Grace champion. Lock this thing up. Actually, there's a lot of good draws. The bad draws are just the dork humans. The humans with any kind of ability are good draws right now. The flood is very real. This tireless tracker really did come direct from heaven, and we are fortunate that it lived. Without you, I'd have nothing, tireless tracker. Without you, I'd have nothing. Which brings me to the point, do I want to attack? Our opponent could double block with their lifelink guys. But if we're not attacking, we might lose this race. How many turns do I have? So I have 4 turns if my opponent can't draw a way to do 1 more point of damage. If he double blocks my tracker, my opponent goes up to 19. But takes 6, goes back to 13. Pair of 4/5s is a 2-turn clock. So I should make this attack, but not with you. So does that change the clock? No, it doesn't. The clock's... Oh, wait, this won't be a 4/5 next turn, so that does change the clock. All right, I have to just send the 4/5. That sucks. Otherwise, my opponent can win the race. And that's assuming that they didn't draw anything along the way. Also assuming I didn't draw anything along the way, but my deck is proving it can't draw anything. Other than the tracker. One tracker that made every other draw good. Ooh, we have a subscriber? Thank you, Midnight Sun! Dude, thank you. Yeah. And thanks for Shard for letting me know, because as has been said on this channel, I can't see when people sub, so getting some help from the mods, I appreciate that. And there goes my tracker, son of a... Thank you for the sub hype. Thank you for the chat for making that work for me, because I can't see when someone subs. Not with my current setup, unfortunately, but thank you so much. Get that Amazon Prime money. For those who don't know, my real world, like my career, the thing I do for money so that I don't go broke and can play video games with several hours of my day. The thing I actually do for money is sell products on Amazon, and I sell them under Prime label, under Amazon Prime. So Prime does a lot of good for me. Prime treats me well. We're pretty much gonna lose now. The flood is real. The tracker is dead. And pump your team, dude. Pump your team. Opponent forgets to pump his team. Well, that's sad. But I can't play it for him. Thin the deck. It would be nice to stop drawing lands now. Traitorous Instinct. Well, that's pretty much it. I guess I have to block there, go to 1. And then what do I draw? I guess Heron's Grace Champion's still in out. Ugh. But yeah, we're about to get beat down by... Like, we're going to lose game 1 here and put our backs against the wall against a vampire deck from the small ranks. But there's nothing much I can do about it. Skywhalers shot means we are not dead. That's fortunate. I think I'm going to start holding lands and try to draw another tireless tracker. I don't know what else to do. Although I guess I should play them if I get some kind of an Ulvenwald Mysteries train going. I might need my mana. And this game could go longer. Please don't be another Traitorous Instinct. Okay, we're alive. Alright, let's see what our opponent does. They might attack with both and be silly. Alright. Yep, they did. They attacked with both to be silly. I feel for them now. I feel like I shouldn't have done that. That was sneaky. Can't take you. I'm at 1. Definitely don't need another land. Alright, we alive. We alive. For my boy Midnight Sun. For subscriber Midnight Sun, we have to come back and steal this game. Because it's not every day I get a subscription. Not every day. I gotta do it. It must happen. This knight will protect me from a traitorous instinct. I mean, this draw has been wow. But we're still here. We're still here. Brah. Yes! 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 For the Midnight Sun. Forward. Forward with lifelink, my soldiers. Bringing it. Get on them emotes. I don't know how to make emotes. I don't know what to do. Somebody make an emote and send it to me and I'll do it, but I don't know how to do these things. But that is a pretty good hype hype train right there. I've got to say, that's exciting. I don't know anything about these things. All right, that can gain haste. That would have been lethal, but we drew the champion. That would have been a lethal vampire, but we drew the champion. Every play, every draw step, every move we made led us to this moment, and we are going to steal this ridiculous game. Because that thing can't block. Yeah, it can gain haste all it wants. Just haste it right up. I don't care. I don't care. That said, our opponent definitely made us work. They put us through it. And bravo for sure. So I'm going to scoop, and they are going to have gold because they deserve it. Bravo, opponent. But we are marking the win. Took a bad hand, made a good hand. No, we didn't make a good hand. That's we won with a bad hand. We won despite bad luck. But yep, in the spirits of nobody ever buying gold again, I'm going to keep conceding, and everybody who has fully unlocked their collection, they should give gold to their opponents too. Every time. That way Wizards never... That way nobody. This game becomes free. If we all scoop to our opponents, especially the newer ones or the ones without complete collections, if everybody who has all the cards unlocked now scoops to their opponents for the rest of the time, the game becomes free, and it becomes a way to play free Magic on the internet, something the world has needed for a long time. So, yeah, scoop to your opponents if you have all the cards. Resolve to scoop to your opponents unless you are sure they have all the cards too. Alright. We can change the world. Wizards will never sponsor me, but that's fine. I am not fazed by this. All right, Kytheon, let's do this. Graph harvest. First thing. Arrogant Rabbit says, seize the means of production. RIP the system. Yeah. Okay, this time I'm not making the mistake of getting blown out by turn 3 Radiant Flames out of a deck that looks creature-centric. We're playing the Selfless Spirit. And we're lagging. Yay for lag. Alright. I suppose Wizards could always pull the plug on the servers if they didn't make any money, but whatever. Let's just act like we're doing something for the people. That's what most rebellions are built upon. Turn 2, Island Go. Alright, so representing maybe a sensor, but I'm not going to play around that. I'm going to see if they play anything pre-main. Nope. Alright, get in there. Kytheon and Gideon on the same board. Could get awkward. Alright, opponents in risk of getting run over. What will they do with their third turn? Alright, nothing. So we attack. Watch for that kill spell. But if he had it, he shouldn't have let me attack, because I'm just going to sack the spirit anyway. So he doesn't have that either. I don't know what our opponent, maybe they have a counter, but I'm not sure what they're up to. It's not looking good. I'm half expecting an accursed spirit. Alright, I'm going to make my spirit indestructible, because why not? I'm going to play Castellan number 2, because why not? Feel like I'm playing good old Renown. Good old Renown. Right. Alright, they've got this turn to make a play. But hang in there, don't concede on me. Don't concede on me. I'm sure you'd like a few bucks. Although you do have sleeves. Come on, priorities. Cards first, sleeves later. Cards first, sleeves later, people. Priorities. Time exhaustion, that's up, and we have left. Arg. Dang it. So much for tearing up the system. And that's still gonna be lethal. Because we can make you a creature. If I can see this, there we go. Make you a critter, attack with team. Game. I like the idea of adding a hype command, because, I mean, that could be interesting. Okay, so Shard says, I'm not sure what the current anti-spam settings are on MTGBot. I don't know if you were there, but I was in Shaolin's channel, and I got shut down by Nightbot for spamming. It was pretty funny. I wasn't spamming. I was making legit comments. I was just making a lot of them, because I have words to say. Somebody's here at my house. I'm going to go see if I can say hello really quick. So give me 5 minutes. Hey y'all, thanks for chilling. It was not the Jehovah's Witnesses this time. Not this time. This time it was a friend of mine dropping off her dog for the weekend. So I will be dog sitting as well as magic watching, because my wife's going out of town and she's going to a bridal shower and a bachelorette party and a baby shower, like all the same weekend. She's going to 3 different towns, 3 different friends and family groups, and going to a bridal shower, a bachelorette party, and a baby shower. Whew, that's a lot of work. But I'll be here watching dogs and playing Magic all weekend. So I can't even leave the house if I wanted to. You're stuck with me. Nightbot. Nightbot is the one who banned me. That's for reals. Do we have a hype command? Did it happen? Wait, what? What? I just got here. I didn't earn this game, but we can. I am just going to take this opportunity to leave and find a new game if my opponent's going to scoop to me. Let's go find an opponent. Oh, we got a hype command. Yeah. Aren't humans funny? We get excited about these things. Isn't that just, like, if you look at that from an alien in outer space with a higher level of understanding of the universe, if they just popped in and were like, wow, they really like those hype commands. They'd probably be very confused. Oh, man. Probably think these humans are silly. They just do the silly thing, the silliest things. Shard's gonna add me to regulars and Nightbot so I don't get timed out. Hey, I mean, he didn't add me, so maybe that's a message. And now loading is stuck. Duels is stuck for a minute. I went away for a minute and Duels got stuck on me. So I've just got to wait for this to time out, because if I try to exit out, I'll kill the stream. Do we? No, we do not. Oh, it connected. I've never actually seen it connect after taking that long. Hopefully that's not a bad omen for the connection on the video. It is very early here in the US, I think, for people to be playing Magic on the Xbox, so I'm probably connecting to a lot of overseas players. Shard says, Shaolin doesn't really manage his bots, and it reminds me of another streamer that has me as a mod. Because I don't know anything about Twitch. I don't know how to make commands or emotes. I didn't even know how to get a sub button. I just applied a bunch of times. I just tried to annoy Twitch into giving me something. What the? No, this isn't. This also is not acceptable. The opponent kept a 0-land hand. Let's find a real game, please. I don't know things. Like, all I do on Twitch is watch other Duels streamers and Magic, and sometimes I watch DreamHack for Counter-Strike, and I watched the Hearthstone Championships once, but I don't watch the chat because I can't. It just makes my head explode to see that many people talking. So it's like either I'm watching streams with no viewers, or I'm watching streams with what seems like 1 million viewers chatting their head off. So I don't know the in-between stuff about what people do with commands and such. So I'm learning. You got to reach that 16 to 25-year-old demographic. Well, I probably shouldn't play this 20-plus-year-old digital card game if that's the case. But maybe Digital Next will also reach that demographic. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a chance? You think Digital Next has a chance? Hey, we might have a legit opponent here. Let's see what happens. And a hand we can keep, but we're on the draw. Ooh, deck does not like being on the draw, and we might be against red. That's gonna be rough. If I were on the play, I'd feel great, but on the draw, I gotta hit a land. That's step one. You aren't a land. You have failed me. You have failed this city. I'm also outside that said demo rabbit. It's okay. Oh no. Oh no, red aggro. Red aggro going ham. This could get ugly. I've got to draw that land. I've got to have that land. Freaking Goblin Arsonist. I hate that card. Okay, opponent's down to 2 cards. If we draw lands and we just curve out putting beef on the battlefield, we should be okay, but these are not lands. These are not lands. All right, Duskwatch, get out there. Do some work, Duskwatch. I bet we have a shock or a twin bolt coming. But the clock isn't that fast unless he adds an aura or a haste threat right here. Let's see. Oh, what's it gonna be? Another Arsonist. Attack with team. Yep. I am not blocking. I need battlefield presence. Oh, I love it. The hype command is special. God dang it. Why? Why no land? All right, let's make a 3-3. Hopefully we can just flip our duskwatch somehow if the opponent just draws land off the top of their deck. And we get firecrafted, but at least we got rid of the firecraft. At least the firecraft is down. So take the damage. Need to keep my creatures. And draw land. Please, please. I do run 24 for anybody who cares. Okay, if this lives, it could really help. I'm also not blocking. No, I'm not blocking. So let's jam. We just need this to live. If he has Twin Bolt, I'm sad. And this still out of Firecraft range. And he just spent 1. Another Titan Strength, fine. Okay, so that's 7. Does he have a Shock too? If he does, so be it. There's no way I was gonna play around this. Okay, and a Twin Bolt, yeah. So, we got mana screwed. They drew just fair. I mean, that's a fair draw. It's not a broken draw, but they were on the play and we got mana screwed. That's all that mattered. All right, let's put our back against the wall. Green, white, you gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that. You lose one more, we're gonna delete a deck, and we haven't deleted a deck in a long time. Like, not since I came back from my vacation, I don't think. It looks like you guys just, like, you guys want to hype multiple times, but it looks like what you have to do is get the rest of the viewers to hype. That's the only way to get a ridiculous amount of hype going, right? But hey, they're playing around with settings. They're trying to make an awesome hype command for the channel, and I dig that. I dig that. Okay. Opponent's having a long think, and here we go. So thinking back about that game, what I could have done better is traded more aggressively instead of tried to keep my battlefield. I hate trading with arsonists, but maybe it was the right play in that case. So when I look back, that's probably what I should have done. So that is something I can learn from the experience. What the heck, opponent? I guess walking ballista's in your hand. You can pass the turn now. Let's keep that walking ballista in mind. Yeah, we got some hype going on. There you go. That's pretty cool. Now save it until there's a reason to have hype, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense too. Y'all are funny. Oh, I see what's up. We're in a lag battle. Oh, here we go again. Can't even crack an evolve in wilds. This is gonna get rough. Button. Button. Well, they left. Again, do I want to play the AI? It's like I have a good hand, but I don't want to play the AI. Let's keep trying to connect and get good battles. Could have been 4x Bonesaw, yeah. Could have been. You got me there, Midnight. You got me there. Could have been a Bonesaw. Bonesaw is ready. I'm sure that you just wanted to make me do that. Oh, this reminds me of Hakeem. Hakeem always used this avatar. Hakeem, do you still play Magic? Are you out there somewhere? Are we going to encounter each other on this Friday morning? Could it be? The Zipping Cougar. That's who we have here. Well, at least the avatar is appropriate to the name. So we've got a cougar avatar, we've got a forest background, we have a basic forest as the opener, and we have an 80 card deck, and we have a 5 rank. Those are our signals. So from the signals, I'm guessing we have a green creature deck. Not that I can do anything specifically about that just yet, but that's what I'll keep in mind. Shard says, isn't Hakeem solely in Gwent nowadays? I haven't kept up, but I know that was the game he was playing last I checked in. It was a while. It's been a while since we talked, though, to be honest. He sent me a message because he was bummed that Duels got canceled, and he said I should come play Gwent with him and Mobius and some of those guys, and I'm like, I just can't. I just can't. It's not MTG. I prefer to be miserable. I prefer to be disrespected by corporate hooligans. I played the game 20-some years. Why stop now? Thalia can disrupt my opponent, but since we haven't seen a creature yet and we've seen a trial, I think I'm gonna go for the value town. He was showing a lot of Short and Froya when Duels got canceled. Yeah, that sounds like him. He's my friend, so I can call it like I see it, and that sounds like him. Mysteries. But with a bygone bishop, I don't think we need the mysteries. So let's drop the thals. Make the clue. Swing. Swing and pass. Yeehaw. I'm kind of thinking, I'm wondering if this deck I should cut cards like Knight of the White Orchid that require double white and add more green creatures. And then I can just play with all like basic lands and not the evolving wilds, and that comes into play tap stuff, and maybe I'll curve out better. Anyway, our opponent, Crocodile the Crossing. Thalia is really good against hasty things. Let's just put it that way. So what else do we want to do with our turn? I could play the mysteries. And then if stuff dies, I'm happy. Our opponent only has 3 cards. We would have 5 after playing mysteries, and we're missing land drops. So we have spells. Our opponent may not. The other option is to play the tracker or the lieutenant. The lieutenant makes it so that Thalia brick walls the croc. And the Grace Champion, I mean, that lets me win a race. I think I can stay aggressive. So let's do that first. And maybe I'm just supposed to, if I want to play a creature this turn and be mana efficient, I'm just supposed to play a tireless tracker. Which is weird. But probably right. It was always one of my favorite things back in the day when I would see Hakeem 9928, I believe it is, show up, and I would battle him in the Magic Duels. He didn't know who I was. Like, I wasn't anybody. I was on the leaderboards. I guess that's, if I had a claim to fame, it's because I was on the leaderboards. But back then, we didn't really know each other, but I'd just come up against him, or I'd come up against I Abuse Welfare, which is Mobius, and I know who they were, so I would always get kind of a kick out of having a battle with them. Now, there's not really anybody I run into that I get a kick out of battling that way, except if Gemini still played on Xbox, but he doesn't appear to anymore. All right, going off. We finally drew that land. No, we didn't. We just drew Kytheon. My bad. We did not draw that land. Kidding. Just kidding. But now we have first strike, so we can attack right through this crocodile that hung back to block us. So when the crocodile hangs back, that's a very defensive stance. That means if we can press the aggro, we should, because our opponent is showing some weakness with a play like that. Arrogant Rabbit says, my first time watching you play was on Hakeem's YouTube channel. Yeah, we did Throwback Thursday, and we were playing Duels like 2014, 2015, and we had some pretty fun games. Although I did not play as well as I wanted to, and I know he didn't either, but it was really weird to be dropped back into the old Duels games because we kind of forgot how to play the decks, and it just shows you how familiarity with the cards and the format really matters. You don't realize it in the moment, but when you go back, you figure it out very quickly. So our opponent's playing that green-black -1/-1 plus Trials deck. Trials and cartouches. So they're just having a hard time dealing with this Thalia. Thalia's got them by the horns, and they're going to concede. I'll accept that. I can accept that concession. We're at 2-1. We have to rattle off 3 in a row from here if we want to avoid the dreaded deck deletion ceremony. We almost lost our very first game to a red-black vampire deck, and our second game, which we did lose, was to mono-red, where I probably should have traded much more aggressively. What I'm thinking. Got too excited about Glorybound Initiate's lifelink and getting a battlefield presence and brickwalling his threats, but I should have just traded for them, because our opponent finished without any cards in hand. And I finished with a lot of cards in hand, because we got stuck on 2 frickin' lands. On the draw once again. Hand is bad. Hand is better. Opponent with a plains. Let's start this party with one of our own. And here comes that thing. Battlefield Scrounger. Yep, Scavenger. So when he attacks with, if he exerts, he can draw a card. And it's when any creature exerts. Or he can loot a card. Rummage a card. Jeez. My game is so off. He can rummage a card anytime he exerts a creature. And he may exert that one, if so choosing. Doesn't get a +1/+1 bonus or anything like that, though. It's coming in hot. And being on the draw with a Duskwatch Recruiter and a Tireless Tracker, I may just trade here. Or at least try. See what my opponent does. I learned from my mono-red lesson. Just play defense if that's what the meta and what the game situation is going to force you to do. I'm just going to play control, I guess. Right, report. Make him get through that. What we didn't have against the red deck, a 3rd land. He wants some more. Interesting. So probably a combat trick, but let's just get it out of the hand. Make him use it. Sure. It's still a 2-for-1, because Onward doesn't give it first strike, trample, anything of that nature. So still a 2-for-1, and I'll take that. Especially with this guy in my hand. Now, at this level, you do have to remember, Gideon might just die to a traitorous instinct. as that is the anti-Gideon tech at rank 1 through 10, for sure. So let's see if our opponent has it. Okay, opponent is giving us the Archangel Avacyn or Blessed Alliance look. If they have Avacyn, we're set. If they have Alliance, we can sack the Knight. Of course, if he has Shock and Alliance, we're sad. But I'm not going to play around it. I think I just play around things too much when you just don't know what's going to be in their hand at this level at all. The one thing you can count on, Fog. Always count on Fog. Alright, so everything's alive. I guess I will bluff a Fog and leave green mana up and play Thalia. It's that or bluff a Jeru's Resolve, and nobody even knows what that does. Cast Out shows up. Okay. That will take out the Gideon, I'm sure. Ooh. Curious. Very curious choice with the Cast Out. Hey, we can't play it for them. We can't play it for them. Gotta make your own choices in this world. Alright, let's deploy. This just be mana efficient, deploy the tracker. Are you dissing my secret Jeru's Resolve deck tech? No, not at all. I think that would be way better than playing Fog. I really do. I'm just saying people don't even know what it is, so why bluff it? Nobody's gonna think of that card. Nobody thinks of that card. Everybody thinks of Fog. Alright, so Dusk to Dawn. That takes out the tracker, and that's it. So, and there it is. Concession. I would have scooped to them for the golds, but they scooped to me after I showed them I know how to activate Gideon. So some kind of red-white control deck. Not sure what was going on in that one, but we do pick up the victory. 2 to go. 2 to go for green-white humans to live. At the end of this day, one will stand and one will fall. Actually, I kind of want to lose. We haven't deleted a deck in a long time. Since I came back, we have qualified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 decks. Nope. Scratch that. 14 decks. We have qualified 14 decks since I came back and deleted 0. That's how hot we be running. So, green-white humans is up against it. It had to win 4 in a row, but now that number is down to 2. It needs 2 in a row. $14 decks is a lot. We have 23 qualified decks right now. 23. It does take a long time to play 10 games, and making videos between an hour and a half seems to go over best in the VOD. So that's a big reason for the change. God, this hand is so good if I draw land, but I can't count on that. I'm not going to put my tournament life on the line. This hand is not very good, but a removal spell and some dorks. I guess we can try it, but we need to draw some value. Or some muscle. Muscle's good. Value or muscle, and this is muscle. Got this lion. Check out my lion! When I become renowned, my lion, joins the fight, and I get really buff. Doomed Dissenter. Sure. No problem. We'll just get selfless. And I think I'll play the Abbey as my opponent could be running a thalia. Gotta keep that thalia in mind. No reason not to in this case. It's the never-ending quest for the very best. It certainly is. It would be interesting to see how the winner of the pre-Amonkhet battle fared in the Amonkhet finals. Has the power gone up that much? I mean, if you can't add or try some new cards, then it's no fun. So I don't really have any desire to run a deck that I've already ran. You know what I mean? With the exact same 60, it hasn't changed much. Like we did the. Like Mardu mid-range is still on the docket. We did a Mardu Planeswalker deck that qualified no problem, of course. Alright, see if our opponent has anything for this, as they have a good zombie opening. They're black-white zombies, and we are green-white land. That's what we are. So for those who just joined, the Pro Tour is running a vodcast, so it's like a rerun. I'll be hosting that. I'll start hosting that around 1 p.m. my time. That's about 2 hours from now, or an hour and 45 minutes. And that's when the standard portion of the Pro Tour should pick up. And I haven't watched that yet, so I'm going to enjoy watching that as if I did not see it before. Oh boy, Anointed Procession into, what's that card? What's that card? What's that card? Oh God, I forgot the name of it. But I'm guessing we're going to see Anointed Procession into Liliana's Mastery. That's the card, and I have to be ready. I have to be prepared for that shenanigan. Do I play this lieutenant this turn or these mysteries? I think these mysteries is the play. But since my opponent's tapped out, I'm first going to attack and see what they do. See if they want to chump to avoid me getting a 4/5. They do. Free value. And now, in case they have a kill spell that they're lining up, we'll drop this mysteries. Although if they did that, they wouldn't chump block, so I'm guessing they don't have a kill spell. Still, could be drawn. Shard feels that the Mardu Midroom deck would still be able to win with luck as a factor, of course. Yeah. I think so too. Maybe we'll... I don't know how many Amonkhet cards will really make that deck. The one that always comes to mind is Glorybringer. Like, I keep on thinking about putting Glorybringer in that deck, but then I also take it out a lot too. Here we go. Going token. The tokens are restless. The flesh bag is powerful. That cartouche isn't what I expected, but hey, that works with the procession, I suppose. Alright. If I attack, and that's a 3/4, I guess he can do some double blocking. That's not good. But then I do get to start using the mysteries, but that's not that good. What am I supposed to do? Make a 3/4 and D up? That's not that good. Seems like my opponent doesn't have Liliana's Mastery, though, or what would have happened is we'd have had a bunch of zombies. It might be really too early to pop this deck in stone. It really might be, but I don't think I have a lot of time to do things differently. So we'll do this. And this. I really wish I could have held out, but we're just too flooded, and we're at 12. We're taking 4 a turn from a Marauder we don't have a good block on. So we can't wait right now, is what I'm trying to say. I think I take one more hit from Marauder here. Oh, he's not attacking. Okay, so he doesn't want to see my Castellan get bigger. Oh, nice. Rip it. Rip it good. Is this the play? My opponent has all this open mana. I don't think... I think I'm just going to pass. And I know that's really careful, but I'm feeling really careful. I feel like something bad happens if I attack. I don't know what. I mean, there are options, of course. Archangel Avacyn, Blessed Alliance, things like that. But it just doesn't feel right. Ooh, Stirring the Sands. Ugh. A lot of tokens. Alright, we need this Westvale Abbey to get online. And now we're attacking. Well, now I'll take my shot. And see if we can draw to the next declaration in stone. Knight. Knight doesn't get a land, and it's just a body. It's a decent body. It can pick off a token. Does that make it good enough? I feel like I need to do better. I feel like I need to do better. And draw. Well, I'm depressed. Right. Good times. 1, 2, 3, and take 7. Ugh. Then hopefully we get the clue train rolling. That's all I can say. Bone splinters, that's annoying. Okay. Clue train. Alright, we need Heron's Grace, a champion. Come on. Heron's Grace champion. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's just been one of those days, man. Can't do it. It's not just being denied at every turn. It's either a flood or a screw, and I guess that happens. Not over yet. Not over yet, but it ain't good. It ain't good. Heron's Grace champion. Draw. It's not over. All right. Focus. Can't think of a hasty thing, so I'm going to attack. Maybe we get him to pop that Blessed Alliance, if there is one. Yeah, thanks for the mention there, Shard. We wouldn't have drawn this if we hadn't scryed the knight to the bottom. So I'm trying to decide between making a token or playing Kytheon. And I think I want to make the Abbey token, surprisingly, but no. Maybe that's just... I'm just being obsessed with being mana efficient at that point. Alright, cross your fingers. And also we have to watch out for that card, Stir the Sands. If my opponent were to cycle it, they could have 2 zombies out of nowhere. Oh, pass and turn. And there we go. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. So we can attack now, since we drew that, for sure. So let's do it. What you got? We also want to keep making our land drops because things could get very mana intensive with cracking clues, making Abbey tokens, activating Kytheon. So we don't want to sandbag lands right now. We might need them, and I'd rather be able to use them than have them stuck in my hand, just bluffing when the opponent's probably not going to play around it. Ah, kitty. Well, if that's their only play, those cards in the hand are not very good. What could they be? Could they be Dusk to Dawn? Let's try to figure out our opponent's hand here. I guess Dusk to Dawn works, which means this is a great draw if that's in his hand. Do I play this now or after? I think I'll play it now. Now we can attack. And we have Westvale Abbey actually active. So I don't want to tap my mana. Well, this makes a token on end step. He blocks, he makes 2 cats. Right now, I think I just want to sit. Like, why give him 2 cats? Attacking's not going to do much. I could just attack with the tokens, because I get another one. And then I trade a token for a cat, but then why would I trade something when I can just... I don't know, something just doesn't seem right. I just don't understand my opponent's hand. I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to sit from this position. I want to see what happens. Yeah, time to reflect is something I'm also... Yeah, that is a card that could also be in play. There's a cartouche. That makes sense. I should have come up with that. Should have reviewed the graveyard and thought of that one. Alright. Let's do it. I'm doing this partially because I get the clues, which means I can rebuild pretty quickly. And also the cult leader will make more dorks. But I need that life gain. So if he has Anguish Unmaking, Blessed Alliance, something like that, this could be bad. Let's start cracking here. Maybe I can get in an attack with the cult leader as well. Okay, Duskwatch. Duskwatch is great here. So we can play you. That makes 4, so I'll save the last clue as like an onboard trick in case they forget about it. And you can block with the cat, and that would suck, but I don't want to get blown out by Celestial Flare or Blessed Alliance, which I don't think they have at this point, but why mess with it? The evidence says they don't have it, but I'm still just not, I'm not goofing. Okay, taking the damage, wow. All right. Twelve to 3. Can we? The concession. Concession. I accept. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, what a day. Zombie tokens could not overcome the top decks. All right, this is it. Just need this one, and we qualify this deck, which looked like a lost cause at multiple points. But it has fought back. It will not go quietly into the night. This deck will not vanish without a fight. It's going to live on. It's going to survive. Today, the green-white humans declare their Independence Day. All right, I can keep that. It's okay. I mean, it has a curve and it has a removal spell. That's usually a great hand. OMTG bot. You won't hype. Thanks for trying to be hype. I appreciate your hype. I see that thing even once and I'm like, yay! Look at all those flames and stuff. That's cool. That cooldown needs to be abolished. Not acceptable, really. There should be no cooldown for hype. It should be like a Barney playlist on How I Met Your Mother. It should always be up. Everything should be up. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Now, if anybody gets that, it's from a show, How I Met Your Mother, that is now dead. and is for 30-somethings like me to 20 and 30-somethings to watch, which is what I was when that show was running. And it was kind of a big deal in the US. But I totally get if not everybody is on board with that. Anyway, our opponent's doing some telling of some time. And it looks like they're running some bluesy whitesies. Do you have a deck list? I have a deck list, but it's not posted. It will be posted within the next few days. If you scroll down through the channel feed there, you can see where I post the deck list after the video is done. And you can also see, if you go to the VOD section, I post the lists in the descriptions. So it's not hanging out there for you right this minute, but it will be soon in the coming, probably within 24 hours, it will be available. If you need it right now, like right now, can't really do that, but you can go watch the VOD as soon as this is done and I scroll through it. In fact, if you just like deck lists in general, just go through my channel feed. It's like right below this window if you're on desktop. I mean, just like it's just a big pile of the decks I play. And if you see anything interesting, you can play it. Or compare it to what you do, or tell me what's up with it. The show's actually big in both Germany and India, says Arrogant Rabbit, because kids love bad Doogie Howser. Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris as a promiscuous playboy. It was one of the draws of the show. I really don't want to throw away my tracker here. There's just the wind? You got me. And that's actually pretty good here, considering all I was going to do is play another one. I really want value off my tracker. So, at the same time, this hand does kind of crave some mana efficiency. It really does. And I have Ulvenwald Mystery, so it's not like not getting value from my tracker is going to be that painful. But yeah, we're up against Brain in a Jar. Brain in a jar, baby. Brain in a jar. For a charge counter, you may cast instant sorcery, convert mana cost equal to number of charge counters. Ooh, Reflector Mage. So we're up against a Bouncio hand deck, and then what? We rise from the tides? Like, what's the end game, Brain in a Jar? What are you up to? What are you after? What are you building in there? Hey, we drew the Evolving Wilds and we can't play the tracker. That's so mean. Alrighty. Back to the battlefield with you, and I'm not going to put off my mana development for the tracker. I'm just not. Yeah, there is a much less cursing from Barney on How I Met Your Mother than there was from Neil Patrick Harris in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. That I can promise you. That is a thing I know. Network television frowns on such things. Promiscuous sex, yes. Cursing, oh no. No, we don't do that. Okay, well, opponent's leaving up the dreaded Archangel Avacyn mana. Let's see if we can resolve this Knight. It would really help. Knight resolves. Yay! Well, that's something. Tracker or leave up shot for the Angel? It just smells like an Avacyn, but it could just be activating a Brain in the Jar and a Glimmer, so I don't think I should try to play around it. This could walk right into a Censor. So I suppose I'll go with another Captain. If he has a Declaration Stone, the clues are fine. I get value when clues happen. Of course, none of this attacks through the darn Reflector Mage, which is one of the problems, but at least next turn we can threaten the Grace Champ. Brain is in a jar, but still hasn't cast anything. Oh wait, he just scryed one. I don't know if that's what you want to be doing. I mean, do you guys put that? You don't put Brain in the Jar in there to pay 6 mana to scry one, right? Displacement Wave. Okay. This deck's got a big end game in mind. Interesting. Alright. So, you You should be able to get another land. Or no, it doesn't. My bad. I thought he had 6, but he doesn't. Monument is not in this deck, else it will be the mysteries or... I mean, there's 1 monument in the deck. There's 1 monument and 3 mysteries. So it's more of a mysteries deck than a monument deck, but you could swap that if you feel strongly. I just don't feel like the green cards play as well with the monument as I want them to. And the tribal synergies are a bit harder, or a bit more intense, I should say. Our opponent's deck is interesting. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. A lot of bouncing going on. We got some cartouche action going on. Kill this mage. Our opponent could have Essence Flux. Should be frustrating. I don't feel like I have to kill the mage. I feel like I have to hit my land drops. Did it. Yeah. I guess he wouldn't cartouche it if he planned to flux it, right? Still, I'm just gonna pass here. Omega wants to know if I'm starting the second round of Quest for the Best this weekend. Well, I was going to, but I also want to watch the Pro Tour, so I'm torn. But probably, because I think we'll have lots of time on Sunday. I'd like to. It all depends. I'm going to play it by ear, see how I'm feeling. Because the best time to play Magic is when you feel like playing Magic. Big secret there. Ooh, black. So out of nowhere it becomes an Esper. And there's a thing in this ice. I'm glad I held on to this declaration in stone. Although, my opponents, I don't know. They're not playing that many spells, and they have 3 cards in hand. I don't know for sure that they can just flip this thing in the ice. But they tapped out, so now we're going to break the walls down a little bit. There's a land. There's a glory bound. Lots of options. I really like the idea of removing the threats. That leaves me 2 mana to play a glory bound initiate. That's cool. So let's do it. You go away. You go away. Think you're fine? I mean, it's tough because I have a handful of threats and my main problem is playing them, so it's almost like I'd prefer a land. I would have definitely kept a land, but I can't turn away one of the stronger cards in the deck, so there's that. Then we'll play the initiate and we'll crack in. Mysteries are supposed to be good against control decks, but here we are against a control deck, and not doing much because of the amount of bounce that our opponent is relying on to handle things. I am nervous about not having it out there and possibly getting swept this turn. Although, it doesn't look like it's there yet. Doesn't look like my opponent's ready for a sweeper. They should take something off the board so that these don't flip if possible. The problem with bounce spells is eventually you have to kill the things or the opponent, or else they just replay them and you're down card advantage. So, when you're not killing the opponent and they're just recasting the things, you're just delaying, which is why you need to have like some sweepers. tucked away, or you have to be playing tempo so you can get the opponent dead. Alrighty, our opponent does not have the removal, and therefore we get the flips. Prepare for the beatdown. I do think I want to play this. I think it just kind of shores up, locks up the game. So if my opponent does find their sweeper, all that's going to happen is I'm going to get a bunch of clues and rebuild my human army. And here comes some fetching. And let's exert, because why not? Hit as hard as we can. And then we'll see the block. And we'll go for lethal. Lethal and a ton of damage. Okay, got it. Qualified. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. So, what are we going to do next is the question. Let me go look at what deck I'd have next. I don't have it pre-built, so I have to build it. Okay. The next deck, should we choose to play it, is Elves. Archangel would have been legendary. Ha! Damn. So the next, we can either play Elves, or we can start leveling up the second round, which would mean going back through the decks that have already qualified and getting them to 10-0 or 10-1 or better. So, I need to know right now what the preference of my 11 viewers are. Does anybody have a preference on whether or not we go throw together decks like Elves, or do we want to do the next round? Just looking for opinions. I would appreciate them. Did you do a Blink deck in the qualifiers? Not yet, but it's on tap. It's on the way. Now everybody wants a different... Now everybody's asking me about different decks. I have a red colorless list. I have a tutelage list. They haven't played yet. And we have votes for Elves. Elves, Elves, Elves. Okay, Elves it is. Okay, I have to put the chat away and pull out the deck list to do the building, so I can't see what you say for a little while. Just warning you all. And what do we start with? In the black cards, we have 3 Grasp of Darkness, because it's a pretty cool removal. And we have a Liliana, the Last Hope, because as kind of my backup game to the Elves, we have Planeswalkers, and Liliana gets back your best Elves to cast again. So more about the reanimation ability. And in that spirit, we also have the larger Liliana as well. So I'll just filter my way to that. So we run those. Then we go over to green. And in green we run the Narnum Renegade. And Sylvan Advocate. Not a big surprise. Greenwheel Liberator. Yes. Evolutionary Leap. one of the last homes for the evolutionary leap, but the elf train needs its evolutionary leaps. Gwynen's elite, faux show. Elvish visionary, faux show. Can't turn down the value. Nissa, yep. Vastwood Seer Nissa. And I think other Nissa too. Yeah, other Nissa's in there as well. And then we have Reclamation Sage. So just please bring your vehicle decks. Bring all your vehicle decks to this. Of course I say that and then I never draw them. And then we have Big Dwenny. Big Dwen. And then we also have those Hunt Masters because it's one of the few good elf tribal payoffs. And we have Big Nissa because why not? That also gets back your Shaman of the Pack. And speaking of Shaman in the Pack, it's Shaman of the Pack. It's hiding down here somewhere. And it is the big finisher for the deck, so let's go find it. Oop, must have missed it. There we go. Yeah, there you are. So the one other thing I'm looking at here, and I'm thinking maybe a Woodland Bellower would go nice. Maybe we could run like 2 Reclamation Sages and Woodland Bellower. That would give us better grinding potential. So I think I'll just make that swap right now. And Mythic 6. Right, got that. Got black lands, green lands. Let's see if we have any colorless lands. Is this a Westvale Abbey deck? Yes, it is. And Evolving Wilds. We probably don't need to play 4 Evolving Wilds. Oh yeah, we do. We have the Revolt creatures. I was going to say we don't have Fatal Push. But we do have the Revolt creatures. So we kind of have. We definitely have a use for the Evolving Wilds. Who's going to pilot this flying umbrella? I guess Nissa's supposed to. But I really don't... I mean, not my favorite avatar. Let's just put it that way. Pretty cartoony art is my take. Yep, we'll put you in those sleeves. Let's send a message. From the second the opponent sees our avatar, they need to know what we're playing and that we mean business. Because elf intimidation is real. Okay. Got that done. Gonna open Twitch chat back up, see what I missed. Never languish? Ha! Sultai, no thank you. Liliana is the only new card from Amonkhet? Yeah. What do we need new cards for? New cards are silly. I'm sorry to do this. I really hate being a tease, but the truth is, something has come up. Wife demands my attention. I haven't done enough housework probably or something. So, I'm sorry guys. I gotta go. So I kind of did a tease. I built the deck and now I'm not going to play the deck. But now you have something to look forward to for next time. And I plan to come back in about an hour, maybe a little more. If the Pro Tour is still in draft, which I've already watched, then I'll play some Magic. And if the Pro Tour is shifting to Standard, which I have not watched, we'll watch some Magic. So I will come back to the channel for sure. And I am sorry. Please don't unsubscribe me. I am sorry to do the deck tease and be like, here's my deck. No, I'm not going to play that today. But we know what we're doing next. So sometime this weekend, I promise you, we'll pick up some elves and have some fun. And if you haven't, you can catch up on the VODs. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.